The energy in Miami was already electric, but the moment Nelly and Ashanti stepped out for their date night, the entire city seemed to shift. Witnesses said the couple didn't even try to hide their glow. They walked in with the confidence of two people who know exactly who they are and exactly who they belong to. Ashanti's radiant tiger-striped gown caught every flash from the cameras, shimmering with each movement, while Nelly stayed close, smiling like a man who couldn't stop admiring his wife. People nearby said Ashanti's presence was unforgettable. She had this effortless, warm aura, the kind that made people stop mid-conversation just to take in her entrance. Fans immediately swarmed social media with clips calling her look jaw-dropping, unreal, and pure superstar era. And through it all, Nelly kept a protective but proud hand on her back, guiding her through the crowd like the gentleman fans say he's always been. Even though it was meant to be a relaxed night out, the couple's chemistry turned it into an event in itself. Observers claimed they looked completely locked in with each other, whispering, laughing, leaning into little moments that showed just how strong their bond has grown. Some fans even allege they spotted Nelly brushing something off her shoulder, a soft, almost intimate gesture that instantly went viral as a TikTok clip titled, "When He's Obsessed with You." But the night wasn't over, not even close. Miami had no idea Ashanti had something bigger planned. With barely an hour between their public date appearance and her scheduled performance, she reportedly transitioned from date night glam to full stage legend without breaking a sweat. According to Backstage crew, she remained in high spirits the entire time, still smiling about the earlier moments with Nelly. When she finally hit the stage, the crowd erupted like it had been waiting all week just for her. That tiger-striped gown transformed under the lights, and suddenly she wasn't just Ashanti the wife or Ashanti the mom, she was Ashanti the icon. Her voice poured over the audience, steady and passionate, instantly pulling the room into her world. What made everything even sweeter was knowing who was just a few steps behind the curtain. Fans backstage shared that Nelly stayed close, listening, watching, and cheering her on with the pride of a man who knows his wife is unstoppable. Some reported seeing him mouthing every lyric, especially during the classics, a detail that fueled an entire wave of comments like, "He's her biggest fan and it shows." Midway through the show, Ashanti ramped up the energy, giving more riffs, more dance, more heart than expected. She interacted with the crowd, pointed at fans waving signs, and kept the Miami heat alive with every move she made. And through it all, crew insiders claimed her eyes kept drifting backstage as if she knew he was right there rooting for her. One of the most talked about moments happened when she paused between songs to thank everyone for coming out. Her tone softened, her smile widened, and she told Miami that the love they give never goes unnoticed. Fans believe she was hinting at how deeply supported she feels, not just by the crowd, but by the man waiting behind the scenes. As the show continued, the vibe shifted from high-energy nostalgia to something more emotional. Ashanti delivered a slower number, and the arena lit up with thousands of phone lights swaying gently. Comment sections exploded later that night, with people saying it felt like she was singing directly from her heart, as if the earlier quiet moments with Nelly had set the tone for everything she gave on stage. But just when fans thought the night had reached its peak, a subtle but powerful shift happened backstage, something that would shape the way people saw the entire evening. Backstage sources claim that as Ashanti rapped her slower ballad, Nelly leaned a little closer to the side curtain, almost like he wanted to soak in every second. Fans who later saw leaked clips described his expression as soft, protective, and completely in love. It wasn't the look of a casual supporter. It was the look of a man watching the woman he chose, the mother of his son, shine in her fullest light.
What made the moment even sweeter was the unplanned surprise that followed. According to people present, Ashanti had requested a last-minute change in her setlist, one that even her team didn't see coming until seconds before it happened. When the band shifted into the opening notes of one of her earliest chart toppers, the audience erupted so loudly that even the walls backstage shook. Nelly reportedly laughed, shook his head, and said something under his breath that witnesses claim sounded like, "She's unstoppable tonight." The energy shot to another level. Ashanti strutted across the stage with renewed force, hitting high notes, dancing with precision, feeding off the crowd's electricity. Some fans online speculated that the performance felt symbolic, like she was honoring her past while stepping boldly into the next chapter of her life. Others believed the presence of her husband had pushed her to tap into a deeper fire that the audience hadn't seen from her in years. Then came the moment that had social media spiraling. During the bridge of the song, Ashanti glanced backstage again, but this time she lingered. She smiled, a slow, knowing smile, and the cameras caught it perfectly. Within minutes, fans posted clips titled, "That look was for Nelly." The comment sections overflowed with reactions like, "You can't fake chemistry this strong," and "Miami just witnessed a love story on stage." But while the crowd was busy decoding glances, something else was developing behind the scenes. Reportedly, one of Ashanti's team members rushed over to Nelly with what looked like urgent information. Witnesses say Nelly's face shifted, not in fear, but in intense focus as he nodded and moved toward another part of the backstage area. Fans believed it had something to do with a sudden change in security flow, given how tightly packed the venue had become. Meanwhile, Ashanti kept the momentum high. She rolled into another hit, her voice weaving effortlessly through the melody. Several crew members later shared that she seemed almost supercharged, as if she was unaware of the commotion building behind the curtain. They called it professional focus, the kind only seasoned performers possess, that ability to stay locked in even when things shift around them. As she transitioned into her final song, Miami lit up like a festival. People jumped, people screamed, people recorded every second like they knew they were capturing a moment they'd replay for years. And through all that chaos, Nelly returned to his spot just out of view, watching with that same unwavering pride. When the last note hit, the roar from the crowd was so loud it drowned out the band entirely. Ashanti bowed, thanked Miami again, and blew a kiss toward the section where fans believed Nelly was standing. It was a warm, full-circle gesture, a perfect ending to a show that felt equal parts nostalgic and reborn. But then, just as she stepped off stage, something unexpected happened. Crew members rushed in, her mic was removed, and Nelly moved toward her quickly. Observers say their exchange wasn't panicked, just quick, serious, focused. Something had shifted around them, something that fans didn't catch, but instantly wanted answers about once the backstage footage leaked. And what that moment truly meant? Well, that's a story already sparking wild speculation, and one that raises a much bigger question about what comes next for the power couple.